Hey guys, Coach Kyle back here again today. So we are going to be doing a compound workout. It's going to be very specific of nature, and out of any days that we have training so far, today is one that I really want you to focus on that form. I know we've said it over and over again, but if form is not done correctly today, because you're going to be doing a couple of movements over and over, you will lose what we are trying and what you should be getting out of that exercise. So today I'm going to actually do the instruction by other coach Ivana, the beautiful wife of mine. We'll be doing the exercises. We'll go through each form to make sure you get it right. Again, follow us on that YouTube link, but today, form is key in our compound lifts. So let's get right into it with that first exercise. All right guys, so our first exercise, the first complex that we're gonna do is going to be an overhead L sit, and then we're going to do a half Turkish get up. Through this, we'd like you to start with lighter weights so you can get the movement first. The first is going to be that L sit. The most important part is this weight that's suspended up over your head. You want to create that trunk feel, and when I say a trunk feel, you want to make your arm turn into a tree. So you want that arm straight up overhead, that bicep pushed close to the ear, and you want to sit up through that lower abdomen and keep that back straight and in line the entire time. Nice and slow, 5 on each side. All right guys, the second part of this complex exercise is going to be a half Turkish get up. This is most importantly done the first time if you have not done before with that heel drawn in so you know which side to push and get those hip flexors up and out of that movement. You want to make sure you also position this back hand back underneath that hip and transitioning as you go up. Making sure that weight stays up over top of your head so it feels like it's almost levitating, has that almost like a tree trunk feel like we stated before, where it's just suspended in your air above. If you're getting a lot of shoulder pressure, you're pushing too much, and lock out that elbow. But slow, controlled movements, 5 on each side. All right guys, the third complex for this one is gonna be the full Turkish get up. Now this one is a very complicated exercise. You could do this single exercise 10 times on each side, 3 rounds through, and be done for the day. So take it slow and make sure the weight's not too heavy. Go ahead. So if you watch Ivana, you're gonna take that L sit, you're gonna position your hips up, you're gonna put that weight up directly overhead, you're gonna keep that bicep close into the ear, you position that arm behind you, and then as you go up through that half Turkish get up, you're gonna roll that front foot back and in and go up almost in that lunge fashion. This arm should always be straight and locked out, AKA in that tree feel. But that is a Turkish get up. Take it slow, controlled, and you will get better as you go. Remember, we have 5 on each side for this round. So for our second complex, again, we're gonna be doing 5 on each side, so it is, again, a very slow, methodical movement. Our first one we're gonna do is a suitcase squat. The most important thing about a suitcase squat, it's not a regular squat. The suitcase part of it means you want to hold that weight off of the outside of that thigh while still keeping our body fully erect and upright. So as Ivana's gonna show here, you're gonna hold that weight nice out to the side. You're gonna slowly lower, get that weight as close to the ground. Remember to keep that head up, chest up. A nice, smooth, slow, controlled 5 squats with that weight on one side. The second part of this complex exercise is going to be a suitcase squat with a kettlebell swing. We're going to put the 2 movements together. I don't want them to be 2 separate movements. I want to make sure that you actually have them kind of flowing together. In a kettlebell swing, it's hard to do one swing, which I would never really tell you to do because you have to stop that mechanism from swinging back and forth. And it's not very functional for the body because you're putting a lot of stress in certain parts. So Ivana's going to take that suitcase. She's going to go down to a squat, come up. That's it. Now she's going to add that swing, up, swing, squat. And then you're going to stay in this squat swing. Again, she showed that first squat. Now we're just adding a swing, 5 on each side. All right, so for that third part of the exercise, we're going to put it all together and we're going to go into a suitcase squat kettlebell swing with a lateral lunge. Now this should be one fluid movement. The first movement, you're going to go into that aka suitcase squat, that's going to be your prep movement. Then you're going to go into the swing. Once you get that swing down and up, stay in that motion as one fluid movement. So Ivana's going to show us. She's going to pick up that weight, come up, go down to that squat, and then swing, and then lunge. Back in, swing, and squat. All right guys, complex 3. We're going to go through a traditional deadlift feel here. We're going to do 5 reps of a deadlift, then we're going to go into a high pull and transition ourselves all the way through to an overhead press. Now this one, we're not going to do it on each side. It is one straight unit. So one time you're going to go through this so you can keep that weight a little bit heavier but make sure form stays right. All right, Ivana's going to show us just that nice simple deadlift, straight up, straight down. Make sure that when we do that deadlift, we come all the way up Squeeze those butt cheeks and finish forward. That's about 10% of the exercise. If you don't do that and you do 10 reps, you just miss 10% 10 times. Basically like doing an whole entire round over again. All right, finish that exercise and then step 2. Second stage here, we're gonna do the deadlift to a high pull. Important part of this high pull is we wanna keep those elbows pretty much directly across from the chin. Don't draw them up too high and keep the hands high or the elbows high, have them level. If not, you're gonna put a lot of stress on your shoulders. So Ivana, please complete that for us. Nice little deadlift down, a good high pull up, good. Deadlift down, high pull up. You have 5 nice, smooth, controlled reps. All right, so I forgot to say one thing. This one is a 4-step series because we're also going to be doing this one time through. We're not splitting it up on single arm or single leg each side, so it's one time through, but it's a 4-step series. So step number 3, we're going to do a deadlift, high pull to a pulse squat. So deadlift, straight up, high pull, rack, pulse, back up. The final exercise of this complex 3 round is going to be that deadlift, high pull, pulse squat to overhead press. So follow along, but deadlift, high pull, rack, pulse, overhead press. So give me one more just to make sure that we're clear on that. Deadlift, high pull, rack, squat, pulse, overhead press. All right, so for our 4th complex, we are going to do a bear plank. If you guys haven't done a bear plank with me before, then you probably haven't trained with me before because I do it all the time. It is very important here that when we are on the bear plank, we stay at that 90 degree. We want to create boxes everywhere between our knees to the ground, toes to the ground, shoulders to the ground, stay square. But our first part of this complex is going to be just a bear plank walkout. You're going to come up, you're going to elevate those knees, coming from your toes, nice squared off stance here. And then you're just going to step 1 foot out, bring it back in, and never let those knees touch the ground. Make sure that we're pushing through our shoulders and creating that little bit of a flame underneath of us type of feel and a little pull and drag on the top of that shirt. So 5 on each side or a total 10. All right, exercise 2 of this core bear plank complex is going to be a dumbbell or a kettlebell weighted drag through. So you're going to take yourself back into that bear plank. You're going to step out, in, reach under, drag across, and then alternate to the other side. Out, and in, under, drag across. If you get tired during this because it is an overweighted exercise, you're always staying up and isolating these muscles, bring the knees down for a second, and then come right back up. All right, last of this complex series, we are going to do a bear plank weighted dumbbell triangle drag through. So the most important part about this, as Coach Ivana told me, is we want to make sure that we keep that weight in between our shoulders and our hips. It should be closer to our belly button as we drag it across. So you'll step out, in, up, and then down, creating a triangle. Out, in, again, up, and then down, create that triangle. One more, out, in, up, and down. Perfect. All right, guys, we only got 2 complex left. We're coming down to the end. You should be getting a little bit tired, so remember to stay with that form first. All right, so we're gonna work on those legs here. We're gonna do a rear foot elevated split squat, RFE, if you wanna know those little abbreviations, but toe up on the back, you're gonna put yourself in a good 90 degree drop with that back knee. Come straight down, keeping those hips forward. The weight should be in the hand where the foot is placed behind you. Again, I actually like the fact that she puts a hand on the hip. That helps you push those hips forward. And you're gonna get a good hip flexor stretch as you come up if you stay drawing forward. All right, guys, second stage of complex 5, we're going to do the rear elevated split squat, and we're gonna add an RDL to it. So you will drop down in, sinking, keeping those hips forward, and then with that weight, remember we hinge from those hips. That weight should be really close to that knee and body line as we draw down, and keeping it up as we go up. So nice settle in that lunge, rotate down to that hip hinging RDL. All right, guys, the final approach on this complex 5, we're gonna do that RFE split squat. You're gonna come down, you're gonna come up, you're gonna hinge into an RDL, and then you're gonna give me a double row. The reason why we're doing that double row is because in this single leg split squat and RDL, the weight's probably gonna be a little bit lighter. You can handle a little bit more tension, a little bit more usage of that muscle in that row. So we're gonna just add one more rep to get a little bit more of that upper body out of that compound lift and row. All right guys, we're bringing it down to the end. This is our last complex round. So start to breathe, almost in an active recovery. We put this last exercise because you want to feel strong coming out of this. So you're gonna do some arms. We're gonna get a little bit quick pump at the end. Our first part of the exercise is just gonna be nice 5 open supinated curls. Supinated means we have our hands drawn open and you will curl up, squeeze, lock in, all the way, extend it out. Make sure that we fully extend that muscle to constrict it at the best benefit. So nice and smooth, 5 bicep curls. The second part of this last recovery / strength round is gonna be a bicep curl. You're gonna rotate to a hammer style to an overhead press. Like we said before, kind of with that Turkish get up and stuff, when we do that overhead press, one of the major points of this is we wanna take these biceps and punch them to our ears. This helps extend through the shoulders and actually get a good stretch for that rotator cuff going up through that press. So curl, rotate to a hammer, press. Here it is, last one. Let's finish it out strong, breathe. You're going to a bicep curl, to an overhead press, and then you're gonna kick that into an overhead tricep extension. So again, all the way open, curl to that hammer, press, right behind the head. Keep those elbows drawn in tight. The tighter they are to the side of the head, the more you're gonna actually get out of that tricep. So that is number 3 of our complex 6, and that's how we do in a combination workout today.
Ivana, out, peace.
So I don't know what just happened. But look, the most important thing today, guys, is what we said at the beginning, form is function. If you don't do these exercises properly, you're not gonna get what you really want out of it. And you're also gonna notice that this might not be as hard of a workout as you think it is. This is a workout for those who have been with us, but also who are looking to get some serious strength gains and push themselves a little bit. So make sure you stay safe. Make sure that you click those links below us. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. And remember, Zoom classes will be registering with us for the next week or so until we can get that Mind Body Live going. Stay fit, stay healthy. Let's get it.
And then you whip when I go back to the horse. I got the broken the front. I'm the highest in the street. No, you probably heard of me.